Well, you guys, I've been hiding something from you for a while now. It's time I come clean. Well, this drought's getting pretty serious. We didn't get the rain we were supposed to over the weekend. We got basically nothing. The only way I know how to make it rain is to mow hay. So let's get busy, see what we can do here. Well, you guys, I've been hiding something from you for a while now. It's time I come clean. The hay mower is hooked up and ready to go, but what it's hooked up to is something a lot of you have never seen, and that's this Hydro 186 International that my brother and I just bought this winter. Just got done doing all the stuff we wanted to do to it, and now hopefully it's ready to mow some hay. Hope everything is up to snuff on this tractor, but with a used machine that you buy at an auction from a owner you know nothing about, you really don't know till you put it to work and see what happens. So if you're familiar with the 1086 International or a 986, this is basically a 986 with a hydrostatic transmission, which makes it extremely handy for hay work. So you got your throttle over here, you got your gear selector down here, your PTO on and off. This gear selector is just low and high, and then park. Then you've got 3 hydraulic remotes right here. You got your 3-point hitch right here. And then up here on the left side of the dash, you've got your hydrostatic transmission control. This is basically just like driving a lawnmower. You go over and forward, and the further forward you push it, the faster you go. And you essentially have an infinite amount of speeds that you can go, even with your engine running at a consistent PTO speed. And then for reverse is over and back like this. Pretty sweet for making hay. They're not really made for pulling heavy loads, but for the kind of stuff we want to do, this is going to be really sweet. So once I get up on the road here, I'll just bring it to a stop and I will shift from low into high. And then here we go. What did I tell you? Look at that. I think it's actually going to rain now that I'm mowing hay. I was wrong. It's been 2 hours. Got this whole big field done, 25 acres or whatever, and the rain all went off to the east, and I don't think it probably amounted to much for those guys either. Well, we got big problems now. It ain't good. I busted the mower up on a rock. Well, we took this apart. Ben took a hammer and a punch and kind of got it all laid down flat again. Obviously, this is not a good long-term solution, but if the knives will go over top of this without catching it, I should be able to finish this last waterway that I'm working on. But otherwise, we're kind of in a pickle for today. So we'll see. I'll get it put back together and see what happens. Well, we put it back together, ran it a little bit, and it's not gonna work. It's all tore up again, so we don't have time to fix it ourselves. It's not super complicated, it's just a little time consuming. And we do have rock insurance on the mower. My dad's had that policy for a while. So it's gonna go over to the John Deere store and get fixed by them. Fortunately, we only have about 5 acres of that waterway left to do. Hopefully we'll just get the mower back and get that done. Well, the hay is beautiful, the hay is dry, it's ready to bale. The only thing I wish is there was more of it, but we haven't had enough rain this year to make it grow the way it normally would. And it looks like it might never rain again, so we're getting it baled right now. I'm gonna bale as many small square bales right now as I can because I don't know if we're gonna get a second cutting, and we usually do a lot of square bales on the second cutting. We might not get to do this again if it doesn't start raining pretty soon. The weird thing today is look at all this smoke hanging in the air. I don't know if you can see it. If you look across town over there, that's only just over 1.5 miles away. The smoke is just wild today. Well, we're about maybe 2 bales away from switching from this twine to that twine. Hopefully I tied the knot tight enough and it'll slip right through the way it's supposed to. There's only one kind of knot you can make that'll really go through this knotter system and not get itself torn up. This side's a little further behind, but I think you can do it. Hang in there, little knot. Wait a minute, you're saying I just got bad enough luck that that's where the baler was trying to tie the knot as well? It was. Appears so. Look at that. What a mess. You got it? Yeah. You got it, man? Where are you going? Well, it's another beautiful day if you ignore the fact that we are in desperate need of some rainfall. As you can see, this grass is not going to grow back if we don't get some precipitation in the near future. Anyway, we got the hay baled here in town, and down south I got the north stuff left to cut next week. We did not get nearly as much hay as we normally do. That's to be expected, as dry as everything is right now. So got all these bales made. Now it's time to get them picked up and hauled off. Trying to extract a round bale out of a creek right now. It's not supposed to be there if you couldn't tell. It's supposed to be up here. One of the tragic things in life is it seems like the stuff that needs to be filmed the most is always the hardest to film because you're too busy doing the thing. So I wish I could have had more people to film, but I think you get the idea of what happened. Man, this feels really weird. I'm driving through this waterway that we broke the mower in, or that I broke the mower in, and we're picking up the bales that got baled, but I've only got a 9.5 foot wide road to drive down. Then my brother's driving down the other swath on the other side of the waterway. He's gonna pick that bale up, and then he's obviously gonna have to knock down some grass in the middle to put it on the trailer. But we can't wait to pick these up until we mow the rest of it, because we're gonna have to drive right there where that bale is to be able to mow the grass on both sides. So not much else we can do, but it sure feels pretty strange. Wow, look at that mower. Just got it back today. It's very apparent that this thing was more worn out than I thought it was, because these new parts that got destroyed by the rock damage, I mean, look at the thickness here and here. Every one of these other ones is already broken all the way off. Crazy. It's like there's going to be more work to do to it, but it looks nice. Well, I've run the mower over about 7 acres, and we got oil coming out under this gearbox cover. So that is not good. Not good at all. Well, I just talked to the John Deere guy, and he thinks that that bearing seal got torn up at the same time that the top cover of the gearbox got torn up. So gonna run it back to the John Deere store. Shouldn't be a huge job, and we should have it back in business again, but looks like we're gonna get some rain in the next few days. I hope we do. Wow. This isn't even showing up on the camera nearly to the extent that it's happening in real life. I mean, maybe it's because the door's shut. Look at that water run across the driveway. Oh, I'm getting soaked.